Notre Dame was just left out of the college football playoffs because they do not play in a conference. And today I'm going to put Notre Dame in each of the Power 4 conferences in college football 26 and see how they do. Will they run the table in each conference to show how dominant they truly are? Or will they be left out of the playoffs entirely because they can't handle a true conference schedule? There's only one way to find out. Like and subscribe so you don't miss when the next video comes out, and comment what conference you want me to put Notre Dame in next. So now that we're in the SEC with Notre Dame, I will say the schedule does look very intimidating. We have a rough stretch of games. Georgia, Florida, Bama, still playing Miami on the road, USC, Oklahoma, and Texas. So that is a very, very scary rough stretch of games, especially for Notre Dame, who I found out in sim does not perform well. But I'm hoping I can sim these first 3 games, get to Georgia, and then we'll jump into Georgia. And hopefully by the time we get to Georgia, we are 3-0. Okay, so we defeat Navy pretty soundly too. Kind of expected. Start off the season 1-0. In what was a pretty low scoring game for the most part, we beat Missouri and we are now 2-0. And in pure domination, we destroy Mississippi State. And we are running through the SEC so far. After starting off this season 3-0, we beat Navy, Missouri, Mississippi State. Now we go on the road to Georgia. And this is the one that really scares me. If we can beat Georgia, I think there's a very, very good chance that we might make the conference championship game at least, because then that shows we are competing with the best of the best in the SEC. In my opinion, we can only afford to lose 2 games if we want to make the conference championship, 3 if we want to make the playoffs. So for this one, I'm probably going to just go quarter by quarter. So we get on the board first. We take a 7-0 lead in the first quarter against Georgia. And going into halftime, we're up 10-6, and we only get a field goal, so we're up by a touchdown at least going into the fourth quarter. And Georgia makes it a 3-point game, and I think this is where we have to jump in. And yes, we are wearing our green uniforms. Georgia's wearing their whites, even though they're home. I don't care, but first play of the drive for us, we pick up a first down on a little flat route. CJ Carr is having a pretty solid game as well. And another completion picks up 6. We're driving down the field. We're only about maybe 20-25 more yards away from field goal range, and CJ Carr throws up a bomb. I thought that was going to be intercepted. I was very scared, but instead of scoring, we are punting the ball back to Georgia. Ooh, what a punt. Starting at their 11-yard line. Okay, defense has been stout all year, and we need a stop. We can't give up any points, and that's a good start. Only a rush for 2 yards. Just over 3 minutes left in the game. They run it again. This time they get 4, but it is 3rd down and their running back is hurt. So 3rd and 4. I don't think they go for it if they don't convert here, especially on the 18-yard line, but if we can get a stop, that'd be huge. And we get a sack. Oh my God. Not only do we get a stop, but we get a 7-yard sack. So 2.5 minutes left. Georgia still has all 3 timeouts, so we need about 2-3 first downs to put this game away. We start out throwing the ball. It's a completion, so it forces them to use a timeout. 2nd and 7 from the 50. I would just run the ball here. Oh no, it's play action. But instead, we dump it off to the tight end, who picks up a first down. So with 2:19 left, Georgia has 1 timeout and then the 2-minute warning as well. So if we pick up another first down, we can knee the clock out, and CJ Carr throws an incompletion. I don't know why we just don't run the ball at this point. That's what I would do. We're winning. That's fine. A little quick pass. That works too. Quick passes worked for me too. Couldn't tell if we got the first down there or not, though. We did get the first down, so this game is essentially over. We basically just need to... I think we need 1 more first down because of the 2-minute warning. Yeah, no, we're still throwing the ball, which is crazy to me. And why are we throwing deep balls? We're winning. We're playing like we're losing. Like, if we ran the ball there, it would be the 2-minute warning, and then we would just need another first down to be able to fully wind out the clock. Now we need a first down, and thankfully we get it. And now we can just take a knee. For the love of God, please, Marcus Freeman, take a knee and beat the number 2 team in the country on the road. Why does this team have to make every game so much more stressful than it needs to be? And we have just beat the number 2 team in the country on the road. It was a close game. This is what you want out of a 2 versus 3 matchup. But we went into Athens, CJ Carr had a game, and we took down the number 2 ranked Georgia Bulldogs. And we are running through the SEC with Notre Dame. This is the best start Notre Dame has had in any of these conference sims. I wonder if we're going to be ranked number 1 after that win. I'd imagine we would be. And we are ranked number 1. We play 87 overall Florida next, again on the road. And that'll do it. We are leaving the swamp with a 45-17 domination over the Florida Gators. We are actually running through the SEC with Notre Dame. This is very surprising because they have not done well in any other conference. So now that we are 5-0 and 4-0 in conference, we play Alabama, who is 2-1, surprisingly. I don't know who they lost to. We get them at home, and then we have a bye. We get past Alabama. I think we're a lock for the conference championship because at that point we'll be 5-0 in conference, and we'll only have Oklahoma, Texas, and Auburn left to play. Taking a look at the conference standings, we're the only team to play more than 2 games in conference, it looks like. Yeah, we are. We played 4 conference games. We've won them all. There's still 3 total undefeated teams in the SEC. Us, Texas A&M, who I wasn't able to get on the auto-generated schedule, and LSU. And of course, we're going to be jumping into this one. It's Alabama. You have to jump into the Alabama game. And we beat Alabama 24-10 at home, and we really are controlling the SEC. I think we could probably lose a couple games and still make the conference championship. This would be the first one we've made in any of these conference videos with Notre Dame. And now it's time for our second out-of-conference game of the season. We are playing Miami on the road because we played them on the road in real life. It looks like Texas A&M took a loss and LSU is still undefeated. They're ranked 3rd. I don't want to take a look at the rankings. I don't want to do that till the college football playoff rankings drop in this game. Hopefully by then we're still number 1, but let's hop into Miami. If this is a close game, again, we are going to jump in. And I wanted to jump into this one, but we kind of took the lead in the second half and never looked back and pulled away in the fourth quarter. So there's just no point. If Miami had gotten another touchdown, probably would have, but we take down the Hurricanes. Now we play USC, who is 6-0 and 4-0 in their conference, ranked 11. And then we have back-to-back byes. This will be our 3rd out-of-conference game. And then we'll have one more, which will be Stanford at the end of the year, a rivalry game. They have definitely made some of these games a lot closer than I'd like. I think we've won every game against USC in each of the conferences, so this is one to go 4-0. But man, it'd be nice if we can not have a close game against USC for once. So once again, we are in a close game against USC and need to make another comeback. Only down 4 here, 2.5 minutes left. We have all 3 timeouts. So there's plenty of time, no need to really rush. But we can't just be too relaxed either. We pick up a first down, we take a big hit. Looks like CJ McCarr hasn't been too much of a difference maker this game, which makes sense. We only scored 9 points. But he really needs to do something this drive, and we are really taking our time. We definitely need a chunk play here. We're empty backfield. Defensive line got through. I thought we were going to get sacked, and there's our chunk play. We are in USC territory. Field goal does us no good, unfortunately. Jeremiah Love motions out. Pressure gets through. CJ Carr steps up and throws another great ball. Again, we need a touchdown. Here, I'd hand the ball off to Jeremiah Love, but we decide not to. That's fine. Eli Raridon has been he's been the go-to guy this drive, and that's fine. As long as we're picking up first downs like we did there again. Another empty backfield here. And it's just a quick screen out, and we get 7 out of that. I'll take that. We are on the 7-yard line, 1:20 left. Clock is ticking. They send major pressure. Doesn't matter. And guess who? Eli Raridon, but there's a flag. This is holding. It is so weird seeing the SEC patch on the Notre Dame offensive line jersey there. It is holding. Not too terrible, I will say, because it does allow us to waste more time off the clock. Another blitz comes. CJ Carr and goes. Oh, I thought that he caught it. All right, 3rd and 13. And one of the sims, I think it was against the Big Ten, Notre Dame picked up 2 4th downs in a drive to beat them. And this time it doesn't matter. We get the touchdown on 3rd down. So with 1 minute left, USC has all 3 timeouts, and they're only down 3, starting at the 20-yard line. Need to go 80 yards for a touchdown to win the game. And we get a sack on the first play of the drive. Only 5 seconds went off the clock, but they had to use a timeout, so that is huge. More than anything, it makes them lose yards. Pressure gets through, but Jaden Mayal was able to get it off. Obviously, they would go for it on 4th down, so need to stop here defense to win this game. And we get another sack. Oh my God, 4th and 13. Holy crap. They're not calling a timeout. Why are they not calling a timeout? This is the game. They're running a hurry up. 4th and 13. We are in a great position here. Jaden Mayava. Oh, throws, jumps it off deep, and this game is over. He wasn't able to get the first down. Oh my God, holy crap, we were able to drive down the field against USC, score our first touchdown on the game, and then it had 2 sacks. And instead of calling a timeout on 4th and 13, they ran hurry up, and Jeremiah threw it short of the first down, and that is the game. We beat number 11th ranked USC, and we went undefeated against USC in the semi, I believe. In all 4 conferences, every season we played USC, we beat them all 4 times. So the first week of the college football playoff rankings, we had back-to-back bye weeks. Last week in the AP poll, we were number 1. But the first week of the CFP rankings, we are ranked number 2 behind Ohio State, who is 7-0, but we are 8-0. I think this is a little bit of BS, but that's fine. Looks like we dropped another spot in the rankings, but now we play number 13 Oklahoma at home, and they're 7-2. We're getting punished for having bye weeks late in the season when we had a gauntlet of the schedule to start the year. As long as we keep winning, things will handle themselves. Well, like I said, if we keep winning, we'll end up number 1, and we take a huge loss, 38-17 to Oklahoma. Now, it is our only loss of the season, our first loss of the season, so conference championship is still definitely a huge possibility, but this one hurts. So after that loss, we are still 5-1 in the conference, so still the front runner make the conference championship, thankfully. Looks like we'll most likely be playing LSU, but Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma are all in the mix as well. And after that loss, we dropped down to 7, should be 8 because Oklahoma just beat us and should be in front of us, but I'm not going to complain. Now it is Texas week. Need a win here, and then we need to beat Auburn, and we will be in the SEC Conference Championship. Being that this is on the road, and Texas is like a 90-plus overall team, we are jumping in. So if it is close, we will see some game action. Truthfully, I don't want it to be close. I want just to dominate Texas. And we just scored, onside kick immediately. I didn't realize we were out of timeouts. Well, I was going to jump in because we scored to make it a 1-score game, but I did not realize we were out of timeouts. It's kind of ironic, though, that the only 2 losses we have on the year are to teams that weren't even in the SEC a couple years ago, Oklahoma and Texas. So we are still in the top of the conference, and we play Auburn this week. So basically, whenever this game gets into the conference championship, which would be huge. And if we make the conference championship, we should be a lock to make the playoffs. And we have Auburn at home. So this game wasn't too close until like the last 40 seconds, but Auburn was not able. What is his face? Oh my God, number 9. What the hell? But Auburn was not able to recover an onside kick. So truthfully, we got out of there with a win, and the score was a lot closer than the game really was. But that should mean we are now in the SEC Championship, I believe. Oh, that's right, we play Stanford. I think we need to win this one too. And per usual, we beat Stanford. This game wasn't that close. They scored a couple touchdowns late. It was really like 28-10 for most of the game, so no reason to jump in. And there you have it. We are in the SEC Championship, getting a rematch against Oklahoma, who is ranked number 2 overall. This is the first conference championship game Notre Dame has made when you put them in any of these conferences. They didn't make it in the Big 10, ACC, or Big 12. Maybe the SEC just is overrated. So we'd be projected to play Iowa State. This is a pretty solid path, I will say. But first, we need to play Oklahoma again in the SEC Championship. Well, they scored. They need to go for 2. Actually, no, they don't. I don't know why they're going for 2. They could just go for... But they do a direct snap, and he gets in. So if they can recover an onside kick and somehow get in the end zone in 16 seconds, they will win this game. But it all starts here, and we fall on it. We are going to win the SEC, redeem ourselves after getting dominated by Oklahoma. We beat them in the SEC Championship when it mattered most. This is SEC football. It just means more. I wonder what we're going to be ranked now. But we are the 3 seed, which means we're going to get the winner of Oklahoma and Indiana. So we could potentially have a 3rd game against Oklahoma this year. This is the first simulation when you put Notre Dame into a conference that they have made the playoffs. And we're going to play Indiana in the Sugar Bowl. Oklahoma lost. And I mean, we're 10 overalls higher than Indiana across the board. So this shouldn't be close, but it's the playoffs. And with 3:06 left, 3rd and 19, Indiana only down 3. This is where we'll jump in. See if Indiana, so they're just going to hand the ball off on 3rd and 19, and we tackle them. Gets 8 though, 1st and 10 with under 3 minutes left in the game. Need a first down. We're throwing the ball, getting the ball to Eli Raritan. He's been CJ Carter's favorite target all series long. Personally, I'd be handing the ball off to Jeremiah Love. But we don't do that at all again. Instead, we're staying in the air, but we're completing passes. Indiana has already burned 2 timeouts. Finally, we hand the ball off to Jeremiah Love, and he does not get anything. They're now all out of timeouts, so if we hand the ball off here, we can chew this clock all the way down to the 2-minute warning. And Jeremiah Love picks up the first down gets to 99 rushing yards, and that might be ball game. Yeah, although I would hand the ball off one more time to Jeremiah Love to get him to over 100 rushing yards, but that's just me. But we are going to need this clock out. Oh no, we line up in that. Well, we do need to run a couple more seconds, so hand this off to Jeremiah Love, get him to over 100 rushing yards at least. There we go. Oh my God, I thought he could break that for a second. We take down 11th seeded Indiana and earn the bragging rights for the state of Indiana, once again beating the Hoosiers in a playoff game. We're going to play Clemson in the Verbal Fiesta Bowl. So it looks like they barely scraped by Louisville in a 2-point win in the quarterfinals. So now the semifinals are the 1, 4, 3, and 7 seed. Of course, number 1 seeded Duke, as everyone expected. I didn't realize Clemson was not rated that high. I mean, they jumped out quick on us and they never looked back. We couldn't do anything. The score was like 34-6 before the fourth quarter. So it looks like Clemson went on to win the national championship. They beat Miami 63-35. Wow. But if you put Notre Dame in the SEC, I don't know if you want to call this a success because they were able to make the playoffs, but you put Notre Dame in the SEC, they lose to Clemson in the semifinals of the college football playoff, but they make the playoffs, and not only that, the only losses are to Oklahoma and Texas, who 2 seasons ago were not in the SEC, and they win the SEC championship. The only time they've even made the conference championship game was in the SEC. So I'd say this was a success for Notre Dame. That's going to do it for this video. If you watched all the way to this point, leave a comment to let me know. I really appreciate it. Also like the video, because if you watched this far, why not? And subscribe. It really helps. Other than that, I'm out.